second match.
Yeah, and such a strong performance from Uruguay earlier. I think they can take so much confidence from that. It didn't end up the way they wanted, but for 14 minutes they stood toe-to-toe. They stood toe-to-toe with one of the best teams in the world in Ireland. So I think it gives them the confidence to know that when they're on their game, when they're performing, when they do everything right, they can hang with these teams and they can get the win.
Well, new core team earned their status here by winning the Challenger event last year.
Yeah, perfect, thank you.
Sitting in 11th went South Africa, second-ranked team in the series at the moment. They were winners in Dubai, runners-up in Sydney a few weeks ago. And there's some new personnel. Travis Ismail onto the side, but also getting some back. Masande and Charlie. Ronald Brown back in the side.
And for so long, South Africa defined by their consistency. Hasn't really been the case so far this season, as they've had to work in a lot of new players, but a lot of really, really exciting talent in this team. And perhaps this could be the weekend where they really start to take that next step as a group.
It is Guillermo Lichtenstein, the captain of Uruguay, who gets us underway. And Ricardo Duarte, talk about a player who's found his feet in the HSBC World 7 Series for South Africa, being super impressive. Tackle! Here's Ryan Oosthuizen, wrestles a couple of metres, and then South Africa concede the penalty.
Yeah, mistaking contact from Zane Davids is not something you say that often, but just going to his feet, I think anticipating the challenge from the Uruguayan defender. Either he bails out or he's not where Zane Davids expects him to be, goes onto his hands and gives that image to the referee, and that's what he's looking for. We see Zane Davids coming in, yeah, and just going onto his hands there, you can see, and just as the referee's looking on it, that's what he's looking for. He's looking for the hands going to the ground. That's what Zane Davids shows him, and it's a penalty to Uruguay.
Scrum in midfield. Lichtenstein to scoot away for Vinals. Quick hands, nice quick hands from Uruguay, now straightening up, charging through. Putting some early pressure on the South African line is Diego Ardao. And now there to clear it away, Thomas Echeverri, and it just spills forward. Promising build-up breaks down from Uruguay.
Unfortunate for Uruguay, they had such a good job injecting pace, coming back at a different angle, and you thought he might slide through. The South African defense did a really good job of consolidating, forcing Uruguay to go wide. It was interesting, Uruguay stacked all four of their attackers to the left from that midfield ruck, and I think that allowed South Africa that extra phase. Perhaps would have done better splitting their attackers to different sides, giving a different picture to South Africa, but South Africa always have been very well known for their scrambled D, and it stands up there.
Ricardo Duarte, I'm having some trouble going with the tricky Ricky nickname.
Hold, hold, hold!
As South Africa bang this away downfield. That is a great exit down past halfway. Different tactic from Ronald Brown.
Yeah, unlike other teams, South Africa very, very happy to play defense. They're saying, we're going to put it long and force you to go 60 meters. If you turn it over, we'll have the likes of Duarte, we'll have the likes of Ronald Brown take you on as a disorganized defense. That's the situation they're trying to set up. And for Uruguay, now they have to go all the way back and try and get into South Africa's 22.
Good line-out ball, though, from Uruguay. And again, crashing onto it. Just absolutely had his pocket picked. Ronald Brown going in for the corner, stealing the ball, racing away. Sliding in for a great try, Ronald Brown.
Sliding all the way down. What a fantastic steal from Ronald Brown. I mean, he's not the largest guy on the field, but showing that in contact, he knows what's important. Just ripping the ball straight out of the man's hands as he's tackling him. And then he's off, and Uruguay can do absolutely nothing as they're running in the other direction, and you can tell he really, really enjoyed that one. Had to turn on the afterburners for a split second, and then he's, sliding all the way to San Francisco.
Oh, Felipe Arcos Perez was almost checking his pockets, going, what have you pinched from me there? Because he was gone in the blink of an eye. Great injection from Brown, returning to the side this weekend for the first time since Hong Kong. And making one heck of an effort. 5 points to 0, and well, what a remarkable young man he is. Coming through serious health issues. That one's squeezing through. Untouched on the way through, though, so it will be Uruguay's throw to the line out.
Yeah, going past absolutely everyone. The pod's there, South Africans are there, and somehow managed to evade them all. I actually went through the second Uruguay. Oh, well, it's all going on here in Los Angeles. That was carnival image there, but it will result in a Uruguay line out right on the edge of their own 22. And we'll see if they target Brown. They seem to say, we're going to send one of our big runners against Brown from the line out.
Closing the gap. Over here.
And they'll get a free kick.
Closing.
Yeah, they seem to target Brown from that last line out. Obviously, he came out on top, so would have been interesting to see, and we'll see next time what Uruguay choose to do.
Oh, it's a good little scoot away from Diego Ardal, but then the ball just going clean through the hands on the edge, on the right edge from Uruguay. Looks like, yeah, rain's starting to tumble once more.
Yeah, as if these players haven't had, there's not enough water on the ground, there's more falling from the sky. I mean, I think you can see the frustration in the Uruguayans. They learned earlier that at this level, it comes down to small moments. And when you spurn them, especially against a team like South Africa, it usually comes back to bite you.
It's wet, we need stability, okay? So let's be really slow. Let's be really slow and deliberate with us. Actions. Time on.
Mick Hogan, the referee,
Crouch.
trying to get that stability in the scrum in tricky conditions.
Roll.
Penalty goes against Uruguay.
Scrum.
Another scrum will set for South Africa. The Masters at working the clock, knowing their game well, even with, as we say, all these new players that have come in. Look, Darren Adonis, Delvin Blood out injured after Sydney. Sean Williams getting injured in training a couple of weeks ago, and then they've lost the likes of JC Pretorius, Sako Makata, Mulla Duplessis, all to 15s over the course of the last couple of months. So new faces taking on, and one is Duarte, one is Brown. Crashes in to the Uruguayan defence. Arcos Perez over that ball, can't steal it back as Oosthuizen wrestles forward. Here's Shilton Van Fake. Brown sliding into touch, nowhere to go. To say he's not a big guy, Ronald Brown, but boy, he goes heavily into contact.
No, he really does. And as a smaller guy, you've got to commit to it. And if you fly in, you use a body weight. I mean, he's so quick, and his has such an explosive first step that when he's able to initiate it, he really is able to pack above his weight. But yeah, on that occasion, got the ball standing still. It's hard when you're a smaller guy.
Good line-out ball again from Tomas Echeverri. Uruguay just trying to get themselves out of trouble. Bang this one into touch, but only about as far. There's the 22. It's taken in the crowd. Good hands. Difficult weather in the crowd.
Yeah, difficult for Uruguay. They're so deep, but with 15 seconds on the clock, maybe you're better off setting one ruck and then choosing to kick it out, if that's what you're thinking.
There they are, 2 plays 11. It's a very precarious position there for Uruguay. Just 3 points clear of that playoff zone. Those 3 teams at the end of the season will go into the Challenger playoff. Oosthuizen knocks us away for Duarte. Brown standing in the middle. Here's Van Wyk trying to get some footwork on. Nice tackle made on him though by Baltazar Amaya. And now it spills out for Uruguay, stabbing a kick ahead. Foot race coming, steaming down the outside. Vinales couldn't use the football skills to keep it in play though, and we will go into half-time with just the 1 score in it, and challenging weather. South Africa leading Uruguay 5 points to 0.
Yeah, Uruguay once again standing really strong against these top teams. South Africa perhaps spurned a couple opportunities they'll look back on, but some strong Uruguayan defense, and they've actually had quite a lot of possession, mostly deep inside their own half there, especially in the second half of that first half. So Uruguay standing strong, doing well. I think perhaps using some of the conditions, but it's been, yeah, strong competitive rugby, and it's great to be back underway.
Sandile and Kobo, the South African coach, the arm and the sling. Who knows what's been happening in training if it's the coach that's injured.
And we'd always watch their warm-ups, and their coaches were giving as good as everyone with the pads. So, yeah, well, who knows what's happening. But, yeah, former players there really providing and giving their input. You got the masks, you got the slings. They're a physical bunch, the South Africans, and they're always giving, yeah, a lot in those practices.
Deep into day one of the HSBC LA Sevens. 2 lengthy breaks for inclement weather. Now back underway in the group phase. This is Pool C in South Africa, leading Uruguay 5 points to 0. We've seen a lot of tight scoring today. Such an important phase of the season, the midway point of the World 7 Series. And very little between all of these teams. Round targets, Oosthuizen nicely taken in the air though by Uruguay, able to bring that ball down safely. There's Pinals. It's laid back for Arcos Perez. Kobalar trying to get in and rip it away. Can't do so though, protecting the ball well as Uruguay at the moment. Again, it's Mateo Vinales in the thick of all of the action, as is this man, Diego Radal. Chivere trying to get away around the outside of Duarte and can't do so. Just creeping their way upfield, and a nice bit of footwork again this time. Vinales. Now starting to get some go forward and making meters, peeling off yards and asking questions of the South African defence. Good hands down low, stabbing the little kick through, but Brown was sweeping across and read it well. And it hands the ball back to South Africa. And Shilton Fun Fake bangs it away downfield. Deep kick, carving off, peeling off meters with a great boot downfield.
Yeah, good exit from South African. I mean, I've been standing here all day saying I think the teams should kick more, but yeah. Uruguay were doing such a good job of getting go-forward ball, maintaining possession, and the key to it was they weren't trying to stretch the ball too wide. They were keeping the ball in tight channels, and they were getting good go-forward. The kick, not sure was on in that situation. There wasn't a good chase. Ronald Brown was already in behind, and at that point, and especially playing South Africa, you know they're very happy to pick it up and just kick it back down 60 meters. So Uruguay, a little unfortunate there. They were getting such good go forward, and now getting the ball back about 30 meters behind where they just had it.
Hold.
And Pifisa onto the field, the masked man, protecting it's a knock to the nose as well. His name, Impi, is a Zulu word meaning a group of warriors. Representation of his team, but certainly with that face protection himself as well. Uruguay looking for the flat ball taken. Ball and man at the same time was Fun Fake. Lichtenstein again up over the top this time. Oh, now stabbing again, Vinales, and he's got great speed, good footwork, foot race coming shoulder to shoulder. What a finish! Give it to him.
Oh, I think he's got that. What a remarkable try. Uruguay spotted the space in behind, put a little chip in, and the footballing skills, I mean, you wouldn't expect any less from Uruguay. I think he's got that down. That was a remarkable finish. Recognizing that he could slide from quite far away, he does slide into the ball.
Yep. You may award the try.
Thank you.
Yeah, what a remarkable try from Uruguay. Tying it up with the conversion to come. Fantastic moment of, I think there were 2 players involved, so not individual brilliance, although there was at the end, but the team combining well to score a fantastic try.
Skill, speed, smarts, and brilliant precision from Mateo Vinales to get Uruguay on the board. And with the conversion to try and take them in front of South Africa. That's away, but it's 5 points apiece with just under 5 to play.
Oh, Uruguay, I mean, I've been so impressed by them today. They've dealt with the conditions so well. I'm not familiar with the climate in Uruguay too much, but they're demonstrating that they can perform very well in the rain, dealing with the conditions, are actually moving the ball quite well, showing good handling skills, which in these very difficult conditions.
I'll give you the tip, it's probably warmer than this. And they've lost control of the ball here, South Africa. Duarte just couldn't handle from both ways, and it's going to be more possession for Uruguay.
First knock on green, then blue, yeah.
And Uruguay will have now the chance to get back on the front foot and play some possession. So Uruguay right in this game, and for South Africa, now it's time to kind of step up and show why they are that second place team on the circuit.
Alvarez, Matthew Alvarez on in 13. Good hands from his. It got the return ball from Amaya. Sheikh Suizwapi out there now too for South Africa. Coaches having to be judicious with their reserves. James McCubbin holding on to possession nicely. Echeverri. And now Baltazar Amaya in trouble. And as I said, just onto the field, Sheikh Suizwapi, the South African captain, is going to go to the side.
Yeah, unfortunate for South Africa. Now here we are, Uruguay, once again with the opportunity. They'll go for two of these last 3 minutes of this game, and Sheikh Suizwapi is experienced as anyone on that South Africa team, but just gets his tackling slightly wrong there, cutting back onto his left shoulder, tries to throw his arm, slips high around the neck, and that's a yellow card every time in Sevens rugby.
Sub.
It's the loneliest place in the sport.
Yeah, perfect. He's coming now.
Yeah, you're sitting there knowing that you've put your teammates in the hole. They're going to have to spend 2 minutes digging really deep and fighting for you. And there are two ways that can go. Like, sometimes your teammates step up and it's a great feeling. You come on, you're like, I've got you guys. I'm going to bring the energy now. But sometimes you're sitting there seeing the tries go against you, and you're just knowing that you've kind of let everyone down, which is a hurt feeling and a tough feeling to digest.
Here comes Uruguay again. They've really dominated the last few minutes of this match. They've bobbled that around, but South Africa offside, so they'll get the penalty and the tap, and away they go quickly. Here's Ignacio Alvarez just charging himself, throwing himself at the South African defence. Is going to be held up, getting it underneath it. It was Ndulova who's just come onto the field. But boy, he threw himself at that line.
Oh, he's really going through it, and yeah, I mean, Uruguay might question whether that, I mean, he's right on the ball to the South African, so I think that's fine, but fantastic driving legs. South Africa do a good job of getting two players on the ball, but now they've got to deal with this 5-meter scrum. They're a man down, going to be really difficult, and Uruguay can now pick where they want to attack and try and isolate someone. There's tons of space out to the left-hand side for them, and if they can move it there, they're going to have a great chance to score.
Only two defenders in that back line. There is acres of space if they can get it there. Ball floats into the hands of Bautista Basso, and he puts Uruguay in front with 90 seconds to play.
And crucially, they scored with 35 seconds left on Sheikh Suizwapi's yellow cards. They will have the chance, no matter how slowly they go on this conversion, although they might not know there's 35 seconds. They might take the conversion slightly quicker than they might otherwise need to do, but it does mean they'll be able to take this kickoff with Sheikh Suizwapi still out for the sin bin, and will give them another opportunity perhaps to attack.
Well, conversion's no good regardless. So now Uruguay leading 10 points to 5. They couldn't close out Ireland in a tight one, conceded right at the end of that match, and also Suizwapi's back out there.
Yeah, I think they might have let him out there a few seconds too early, and it's not to Uruguay's benefit, but South Africa will take every player they can get out there.
Uruguay, everyone just making sure they're on the same page with the call as the restart is chipped away. Right, Iregule. South Africa having to come from behind. There's Christy Krovala Drives forward, this is going to be stolen away, got locked in over this, did Uruguay. Diego Artao again.
You must go immediately. You cannot delay.
And as much as they want to slow things up, referee Nick Hogan has told you can't. You've got to make a decision and scrum it'll be.
Fantastic work from Uruguay in the breakdown. They want this one. It didn't go their way earlier, and they're currently sitting in 11th in the table, one spot above that relegation playoff battle. So this could be an absolutely crucial result, and fair play to them. Their first year on the circuit, they're performing. They're in 11th in the standings, and not many teams have come in and stepped up. Ireland did a few years ago, but it's pretty rare for a team to step up like that.
Siren's gone, get it out of there, get it done, and it's another big win for Uruguay, knocking off one of the top dogs in South Africa and doing so from behind as well.